Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media, and we are already into the month of February. So today, I want to share with you guys all of the new items that I picked up in the month of January. So we have a couple of steelbooks, we have some boutique titles in here, of course. I'm going to start with a Funko Pop that I was able to find, so lots to get through, about a dozen items today. So let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into my January new release and just new haul. So like I mentioned, I will start off with the lone Funko Pop I grabbed, and full credit to Brian the Horror Punk. I will link his channel down in the description box. A big congrats to him. He just broke 1,000 subscribers. I think it was last month. So awesome to see, such a cool guy. So very happy to see his channel just continues to grow. But anyway, he pointed out that Barnes & Noble had a couple of Goosebumps Funko Pops. So, of course, the minute after I watched the video, I had to run up there and grab this. I was able to find the Barnes & Noble exclusive Haunted Mask Funko Pop from Goosebumps. And this thing is just awesome. So I believe this one actually glows in the dark if you have black light, from what I've heard. But yeah, that is so cool. There is a standard one. Actually, I don't think it's on the back of the box. Maybe the original looks like this also, but it doesn't glow in the dark. I don't know, but this was the one they had at Barnes & Noble, so this is the one I grabbed. They only had the Attack of the Mutant, was the only other one they had. Of course, the one I really want is Slappy, but I can't find that one. Hopefully, I will find it eventually, but for now, I will stick with the Barnes & Noble limited edition of the Haunted Mask Funko Pop. So I have a whole mix of just brand new releases in this, plus a bunch of items that I picked up because they were on sale, but I grabbed them used. So the first one of those is this one here. This is Duck Dodgers, the complete series on Blu-ray. This dropped down to right around $20, I think, on Amazon last month. And it just looks interesting. I actually had this in my hand at Barnes & Noble at some point in the past couple months here. And I remember watching some of this when I was younger, but I've never seen it all from start to finish. And for the price, I figured that was a good enough price to kind of dive into this and see what in the world is going on here. So looks like a lot of fun. There's 39 episodes on 3 discs, according to the bottom blurb here. So should be worthwhile. How many minutes does this run? 893 minutes. So there's a ton of content on here for 20 bucks. So happy to add this one to the collection. Cannot wait to check this out. We have Duck Dodgers, the complete series. This next one is actually an eBay pickup, and it's one that has been in my cart for so many months now, and I finally pulled the trigger. I've been finally making some more sales again on eBay, so I had the money accumulating, and I decided to spend it on this, at least some of it on this. This is House the Collection, and this is an Arrow Video Blu-ray release. So there is and this is actually a PAL release, so you can see with the little 18 sticker on the bottom there, but there is a collection of the House films here in the US from Arrow, but that is only House 1 and House 2. It doesn't have House 3 and 4 on it like this set here does. Now, House 4 is also known, oh no, I'm sorry, House 3 is also known as The Horror Show, and I think that one has a separate release. I want to say Scream Factory, but let me know if I'm wrong down below. But I didn't have that in the collection. I actually didn't have any of these in the collection. Now, I'm mad at myself because years ago, I actually found this entire, actually, no, I guess it was just the first 2 movies. I found on VHS in the clearance section at a second, I think, no, not a second in Charles, it was a Half Price Books. So this was many years ago now, probably back in like 2010, 2011-ish. So well before the VHS renaissance. So they were super cheap. No one was interested in them. I bought those and I watched the original on VHS, and I didn't love it. I don't remember loving it at all, but it's just like a really corny, cheesy horror movie that I really wanted to revisit, and I've heard really good things about the sequels in here. So excited to check this one out. I grabbed this one off of, I forget who the eBay seller was, somebody new I think that I've never bought from before, but came in brand new like it was supposed to, and it was a pretty darn good price for what it is. So happy to have this one in the collection finally after wanting it for about the last year or so here. So House the Collection from the UK is now in the collection. The last of the Blu-rays I picked up is a Steelbook, and this is one that I've had in my Amazon cart for a little bit as well, and I finally pulled the trigger on the mean one. So this is basically, it's obviously the Grinch, right? But you can't use that term because that's trademarked, but the mean one is not, and so that's what we have here. This is a horror movie done with the Grinch character, which is just ridiculous. So you can see there is the front and the back, and then the inside of this. So there's the actual Blu-ray, nothing really fancy going on there. But on the inside here is where you would see normally on the J card, they actually have it on the inside, which is like so strange, but I mean, it works. It is what it is. So yeah, it was a really nice looking Steelbook. So that's why I wanted to grab this one. So happy to have this in the collection now for a very good price. I think this is right around 20 bucks, and you can still get it today, I think, if you're interested in it. But yeah, have to watch this one soon. This actually, my wife sent me this trailer like months and months, maybe even years ago now when it first released, and it just looks ridiculous. I have to watch it. So this one here is the Blu-ray Steelbook release of The Mean One. So let's stick with Steelbooks. The only other Steelbook I picked up last month, but this one is on 4K. And when I bought this, I think I mentioned it in my anticipated releases video that it said it wasn't coming until like March. Well, fortunately it came early. I was able to get Snowpiercer on 4K Steelbook. So this, of course, is a Lionsgate Steelbook. Actually, is this Lionsgate? It is, but it's a Amazon exclusive Lionsgate Steelbook, which I think is the only one I've seen like that. And again, let me know if I'm wrong, but that's the only one I remember seeing. But this is one of those movies that, frankly, if I thought about it, it would have ended up on my most embarrassing blind spots because I just think I'm going to love this one. And yet to check it out. But it's based off of a graphic novel. There is the outside of that. It looks gorgeous, just beautiful. And it's basically, from what I can tell, like a one location film, all on this train. It's post-apocalyptic. Like, everything I enjoy is what this is. So, had to grab this one. Let's get these discs out just so you can see the inside here. So, the discs themselves actually look pretty good. Not a whole lot, I guess, going on the inside of this, but I want to make sure you guys are able to see it anyway. So there is the inside of this one. This is another just beautiful Steelbook. If I end up doing my top Steelbooks of 2025 video at the end of the year or beginning of 2026, I have a feeling this one will be in there because this is just a gorgeous release. So coming in to, or not coming in, I don't know why I said that. Anyway, last time I talked about Steelbooks, I was ranking them from 6 down to 1. But anyway, the other Steelbook I picked up today is the 4K release from Lionsgate, the Amazon exclusive Steelbook of Snowpiercer. Here's another random sale item from last month, and another one I thought wasn't coming in for a few weeks yet, but it ended up coming in just the other day. This went down to about 17 bucks, and I love these nature documentaries. This is A Perfect Planet, and I cannot wait to see how amazing this looks on 4K. So, of course, directed by David Attenborough, and if you've seen Planet Earth or any of the many different BBC nature documentaries, this is exactly what that is. But had to grab it because it was such a great price, and this setting is one that fascinates me the most. So, cannot wait to see how the 4K disc of this one looks. We have BBC's A Perfect Planet. Next up is another new release on 4K, one I'm really excited to have in the collection. I haven't checked it out yet, but I definitely will soon. This is Seven, and I did go with the Digipack route instead of the Steelbook version, but you can see here there is the J card that I still have attached, but if you move that to the side, there is the back of this. Of course, they are hearkening back to some of the older releases of Seven, when you have the side slide pocket there, and then there is the inside. I forgot, this is magnetized. There we go. People have been crapping all over this release. I think this looks pretty darn cool. But again, it's like one of their old DVD releases. So I think that's probably why I enjoy it. But that's just awesome. Like, I love that. So very cool release. Now, the one thing I will give people is the fact that in order to get the disc out, you have to slide it out the top here, and that I don't like. We all know how finicky 4K discs can be, and so the fact that I have to slide it out, that's a disappointing aspect of it, but otherwise, I think this is a really nice looking release, and there is a booklet on this. Is there a booklet? No, I think I did this when I opened it too. It feels like there's a booklet, but it's actually just a piece of foam in between there. So, yeah, Not everybody likes this release. I think it looks nice. I do wish the disc was done a little bit better, but you know, it's all right. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, very excited to have this in the collection. Definitely one I'm going to check out soon. I want to compare this release to, I have the original DVD release of this, which has a different color timing, I guess, than even later DVD releases of it. And then of course I have the Blu-ray and now the 4K. So really cool to have 7 in the collection on 4K. Next up is my favorite horror film of 2024, at least out of the ones I've seen so far, but saw this in theaters, absolutely loved it. This is The Substance, and this movie's getting a whole lot of love right now that more people are seeing it, now that it's hit home media. And man, if you haven't seen it, if you like body horror and can deal with kind of the crazy gross factor of body horror, you have to check out this movie. It is so good and it's done so well. Margaret Qualley is excellent in this, along with Demi Moore, just great. Dennis Quaid also excellent, like just a great cast, and it is so bonkers and bananas, like you have to see it. It is absolutely an instant, what do they call it here? An instant body horror classic, like, and I would agree with that 100%. Such a good movie. Have to check this one out once again. This is The Substance on 4K. This next one is from Kino Lorber, and it's an older release, came out last year, but I ended up passing on it, waiting for a sale, and finally that sale hit. I grabbed this one for about 17 bucks. I finally upgraded John Woo's action classic, Face Off, to 4K. So I only own this on DVD until picking this one up. So definitely a worthwhile upgrade. Cannot wait to revisit this. I loved this movie when I was a kid, and rightfully so. I mean, like, it's a great movie no matter your age. And so I cannot wait to check out this new transfer and see how Kino did with this release. Such a fun movie. Awesome cast on this one if you haven't seen it. So Face Off is now upgraded to 4K. All right, let's wrap things up with all of the Arrow video titles I grabbed. So if you're watching this the day this video goes live, you have today and through tomorrow, I believe, Monday, February 3rd, I think, is when this 50% off sale ends at Barnes & Noble. But obviously, Amazon is price matching a lot of things as well, so check there. But definitely take advantage now until the next 50% off sale hits. But because this one was so cheap, down to 25 bucks with the sale, I decided to just pick it up, even though it was on my honorable mentions in my anticipated releases video. But this is The Cell with J-Lo in it. And Vince Vaughn is in this too, and Vincent D'Onofrio. So really good cast on this. And another one that I owned only on DVD, and I think I got this one as part of my inherited movies, so spent nothing on it. Happy to upgrade this to this one. I've actually not seen this film yet, so arguably I should have waited to upgrade, but I've heard great things about it, and it's probably going to look amazing in 4K, so had to pick it up when I could take advantage of the sale price on it. So cannot wait to check this one out. Should be an awesome release from Arrow Video. This is The Cell. This next one came out in, I want to say, December of last year, and it was kind of all the rage. So many different videos going up about it, but the only reason I grabbed it is because I held off and waited for the sale, but the hype got to me, so I had to pick it up. We have Demolition Man, another one that I have not seen yet, but again, just the hype was so high for this. I thought this was probably going to be a worthwhile release for the collection. And I noticed also, if I'm not mistaken, I think this one has multiple cuts of the film. Yeah, includes both the domestic Taco Bell and international Pizza Hut versions of the film. Like, I have no idea what that means yet because I haven't seen it, but that fascinates me. And it takes place in the future. It's sci-fi, great cast. I'm probably going to enjoy this one. So happy to have this one on 4K now in this really nice box set too, which is awesome to have. So that's why I grabbed it. I gave in to the hype, but excited to have it either way. This is Demolition Man from Arrow. And last but not least is another new release from Arrow Video. I talked about it in my anticipated releases. You knew I was getting it. This is Inglourious Basterds from Quentin Tarantino, and I adore this film. Just another one of my favorites from him, which you can say about pretty much all of his movies. I love Tarantino, as I talked about before, one of my all-time favorite directors, so no doubt I was getting this one. Now, from all accounts, the transfer is virtually identical to the other standard 4K release I have of this, but I wanted the boutique treatment on it, so I'm happy to pay the price, even if the transfer looks the same. I really don't care. Consider it a double dip, because that's what I consider it anyways, a double dip. But I'm upgrading in the fact that it's going to the boutique, giving the boutique treatment to it. So happy to have this from Arrow Video. I understand why some people didn't want to upgrade it if they already had the standard 4K given the reviews, but for my money, I'm happy to have it in this format with this really nice box and all the extra goodies that go along with it, because a bunch of new special features included on here. So happy to have this in the collection. Last but not least today, from January, we have Inglourious Bastards from Arrow Video hitting 4K. All right, so there it is, 11 movies and 1 Funko Pop. So definitely not the biggest of my new release hauls, but man, I think this is a good one. There's so many just quality movies in there, in my opinion, and Arrow Video with their sale couldn't pass up on some of those. So happy to have all of these in the collection, but I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Did you take advantage of the Barnes & Noble 50% off Arrow Video sale? If so, what did you pick up? I'd love to hear about it down below. And what other new releases did you grab from the month of January? Let me know what your thoughts are on that and anything else down in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for sticking here all the way to the end. That really does mean a lot to me. But with that said, I'll let you guys go. But before I do, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time.